How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. We have some really good news this morning. Just came through. We have some interesting charts too that show that this is not the end for Bitcoin by any means. We have a lot further to go. And we have some massive price predictions on some altcoins. And altcoins are really moving too. We're at kind of a key pivotal point. I talked about this in a video yesterday with Tyler. Looking at the altcoin market, we are right at a really important resistance level. So I want to show you all that. If you don't mind, hit subscribe. Turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this. If you want to trade crypto, there's the link underneath the video to Margex. Yesterday, I said long your longs, and I've been talking about long the market this entire time while we chopped around at these low levels, and it's really paying off. We're up a couple 100% on a couple positions here. So if you want to try this out, you can check out the link underneath the video to Margex. You can sign up in just a few seconds. You don't need a KYC, meaning you don't have to give out your personal information. You don't need a VPN. You can just deposit crypto on here and start trading within a few seconds. You can trade all different kinds of assets. You can see some of them here, like Pepe. Holy crap, up 28% today. Shiba, up 40%. Let's just double check this. Depending on the time frame, it'll show different percentages up, but Shiba shows here 24%. Obviously, like I said, depending on the time frame, it could be up more or less on a certain platform, but up 50% in the last 7 days. On a 5x long, that's a 250% gain. On a 20x long, that's a 10x. Like, that is insane. So if you want to sign up for this, there is the link underneath the video. I really appreciate it. And let's start here. As I said, we're at a pretty pivotal point for altcoins. We are at resistance. You can see while we put in a higher high on Bitcoin, going up from 65 to 66.5 now. So it's 65,000 to 66,500, and putting in a higher low on total 2, which takes into account everything but Bitcoin, stable coins. You can see a higher low, but not quite a higher high. We just kind of broke through the higher high slightly, but we're still facing this resistance around this level, which isn't perfect, but you can see just generally lower highs each time, coinciding with this resistance from the last peak. So I would love to see another breakout. We are seeing a lot of altcoins up, which we'll talk about here in a second. But we did get some good news today, and this is news I've been waiting for all week. But before we go on, let me get a drink. Let me know what you're drinking this morning. I have some water and some coffee, some Nespresso coffee. Let me know what you're drinking down below in the comment section. I'll wait. Okay. These gains are making me parched here today with Bitcoin up so much recently. I think it's up 24% over 21 days. It's been a really good last couple weeks for Bitcoin. And a lot of people were thinking that, we're going to see a new lower low. We're going to see $40,000, $45,000, $30,000 Bitcoin. But with the Fed starting to cut rates, with certain countries like China announcing multiple stimulus packages, and with news like this, we have PCE coming in today. It fell to 2.2%, below expectations of 2.3%. Core PCE rises to 2.7%, in line with expectations of 2.7%. So still pretty good news overall, right? PCE falling below the expected amount, down to 2.2%. Even with core PCE rising, it's still just at 2.7%. And we have the other inflation gauges that come in consistently pretty low. The Fed is looking at lowering rates again. We're at a 50-50 chance of either a 25 basis point or a 50 basis point. Again, a lot of people are going to allocate towards risk assets. They're going to put more money in the market when they see these kinds of rate cuts coming in. When, if we get a 50 basis point cut, keep in mind, that's not the only one. Like, we're going to consistently go down each meeting until the economy, starts moving a little bit faster, until it's cheaper to get debt. People are going to, the countries are going to inflate the money supply, and that money is going to find a home in crypto assets. And you can see how the big players are allocating right now. BlackRock had a $93 million inflow yesterday. Fidelity, $74 million inflow. ARC21 had a $114 million inflow. The only one that had an outflow is Grayscale. So overall, it was a third of $1 billion day. It was 365 million in inflows. That's crazy. I mean, that's 12 days worth of Bitcoin mining right there. So 12 days worth of supply. I don't know. I'm bullish. I think most of the time when we see these big green days, when we break through new levels, at the end of the day, we find out that a lot of the ETFs we're buying, there's more and more Bitcoin locked up being held by strong hands. Of course, we did have a lot of chop, but the market was uncertain at that point. Now it seems like a lot of people are a little bit more certain. They're more certain about the soft landing. They're more certain about stimulus. And people are buying up. Keep in mind, gold's going up too. We've talked about gold a couple times on the channel. Let's actually look at gold price. It's at 2,676. So down slightly on the day, but as you can see on the last 6 months, up 22% on the last 1 year, up 42.5%. Keep in mind, people always compare Bitcoin to gold, and they always are saying, oh, if Bitcoin hits gold's market cap, it'll be around $600,000. That's not the case anymore, and I've been saying that for years, that you have to remember gold's going to continue to appreciate. So gold's market cap right now is $18.1 trillion. I remember just a few years ago, or even probably a year ago, when it was $10 trillion, but now it's $18.1 trillion. If it moves up another 8%, it would be around $19.55 trillion. And for Bitcoin to hit an equivalent market cap, the price would need to hit 1 million per coin. So maybe that's 5 years down the road, but yeah, at that point, gold could go up another 20% over 5 years, let's say. Bitcoin could get rejected just short of gold's market cap and still be worth $1 million per coin. A lot of people just don't think that way, but everything inflates. So $1 million Bitcoin is less impressive over time. It's still an insane gain from here, a 15x, but it's not crazy to start thinking years down the road, Bitcoin at $1 million isn't going to seem that far-fetched. Alex Becker says the market cap of these 5 meme coins is almost bigger than the entire market cap of AI and gaming crypto combined. These will be the future first huge use cases for crypto. You can see Doge at 17.3 billion, Shiba at 11.2 billion, Pepe at 4 billion, WIF 2.25, Bonk at 1.55. So yeah, I mean, there are still undervalued alts in the market. Crypto Rover says the Bitcoin bull market will likely top out in about 1 year, 383 days, at a price of $290,000 per Bitcoin. That's just based on the previous cycle that lasted 1,435 days. And if we go from the peak of the last bull market, another 1,435 days would take us again about a year from now, October-ish of 2025. I was watching Cryptos R Us today, and listen to this price target. I've heard someone else that bought Solana around $8 to $10. I saw someone else, Tyler Hill actually, from the Crypto Catch-Up. He predicted something very similar to this, but listen to what Cryptos R Us says.
Good stuff. We got good stuff coming up. What else is there? What about Solana? Solana has a lot of good stuff too. This one is showing a bull flag targeting $2,200 by the end of this cycle. That's kind of what I said. A lot of people ask me, hey, what do you think Solana's going to end up being at the end of this cycle? I'm like 2,000 plus. This is actually exactly agreeing with what I'm saying. I mean, if you just look at what's happening on top of Solana, I totally agree. There's a new meme coin that's coming out of that.
Okay, now let's look at that. A $2,200 Solana. Right now, Solana's at 157. So it would be a 10x, 160. That'd be a 10x, 12x, 14x, something like that. 14, 15x. A 15x.
I'm not sure how to help you with that.
Oh, interesting. Alexa was trying to help me with that. A 15x from a $75 billion market cap. 75 times 15. That would put us around a $1.1 trillion market cap. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and say it's not possible. I think that would put Solana right around where maybe Ethereum tops out. If Ethereum goes up to, an $8,000 market cap, that's about triple. Maybe it would have to go a little bit higher, so $10,000. It would it would put Solana right around an Ethereum market cap if Ethereum quadruples, right? So I'm not saying it's not possible, but that is a lofty goal. I would love that though. I do have a nice size position in Solana, so a 15x would be a game changer. But yeah, obviously that's based on TA. I am excited. I'm excited for this bull run. I think how I'm approaching this is there are going to be people that think, Solana is going to 2200. And we need people like that. We need people like that, even if you think, no way, it's going to go to 500, 600, right? That's where Tyler has actually said before that he thinks Solana is going to go, but there's, some evidence to show that might go to 2200, right? Edge case scenario, maybe 3-5% chance likelihood. He hasn't said the 3 to 5%, but I'm throwing it out there for him. So we need people like that because that means that they will either buy or hold, and that will allow us to move up a little bit higher. So if we're at $500, $600 Solana, and there are people thinking there's 2200, you have time to buy, you have time to sell, right? You have time to sell out, as opposed to, if everyone thinks we're only going to 500, 600, then people are going to start taking profits at 450 or 490, right? So same thing with Bitcoin and Ethereum and everything else. Whatever people are saying it's going to go to, you probably want to take profit short of that. Just like everyone was calling for a $1 Dogecoin back a couple of years ago when Elon went on SNL and it went to, 70 cents, 75 cents? People start taking profits aggressively before that number. So if people are saying $290,000 Bitcoin, well, if you want to take profits, maybe you start taking at 150, then 200, then 225 or something like that. You're never going to nail the top. No one really is, except for the big whale that sells right at the top that forces it down. But you're going to do well in the long term, right? Bitcoin bottomed out at 15,500 this bear market. So selling it at 150,000 a couple of years later, that's a pretty good job, right? That's a 10x. That's a 10x. So I think a lot of people would be happy with a solid 10x. Of course, you probably bought some at 30, 35, 40, and then you're looking at more like a 3 to 4x. But that's just a good reminder that when things are bloody, that's typically a good time to buy. Now, for anyone wondering if now is a good time to be buying Bitcoin, I have a video on the main screen of my channel that talks about that. So go watch that. I really appreciate it. Check out the link underneath the video to Margex in case you want to start trading crypto. I'll see you all in the next one.